with the observation or with the position that the threshold can be lowered?
Personally, my view is that the voting threshold is based on the number of members of the Senate, whether or not those members are present. The number for me is still 16 because the senators who are unable to participate remain members of the Senate.
O sino na ho ba ang nagsabi na kailangan ng 16 na boto para ma-impeach itong si Vice President Sara Duterte? Una na dyan, itong si dating Chief Justice Rogelio Davide. Pangalawa, itong si Associate Justice Adolfo Ascuna. At ito rin si Sir Edward Sico, papakinggan ho natin ang kanyang mga punto de vista. Ngayon, sino naman ho nagsasabi na bawasan dahil nga naman kay Jinggoy magiging 15, 14 na lang ang kailangan. Sino yung mga yan? Mga aso ho ni Martin Romualdez. Jinky Luisto, Terry Redon, Joel Chua, pambihira. Magtrabaho muna kayo sa Supreme Court bago nyo kami pabidahan, bago nyo kalikutin, bago nyo kung ano-ano sabihin nyo, kung anong nakalagay sa saligang batas. Isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan sa mga gusto sumahal sa ating community. Yung join button nandyan lang ho sa baba. Dahil nga naman hindi ho tayo abogado, kaya hindi ho tayo magbibida-bida pagdating sa usaping legal. Dito sa video na to, papakinggan ho natin itong si Sir Edward Sico kung ano yung mga gray area sa usapin ng 16, 15, 14, kung ano nga ba yan. Diba? Si Attorney Edward Sico magpapaliwanag sa atin yan. Mahirap na. Dagdag pa tayo sa mga nagbibida-bida. Dami ngayon yan. Diba? Hindi naman abogado. Diba? Hindi naman abogado. Pilit nilang binabawasan yung boto. Diba? Ito mga kababayan, pakinggan natin to si Sir Edward Sico. Magaling to, idol ko to eh.
Gusto ko lang pong himayin yung votes needed to convict the Vice President dito sa impeachment. Klaruhin natin kasi may post ako kahapon, maraming nag-message, gusto nila linawin ko pa ng maigi. So ganito po yan, if you look at the Constitution, Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 6, very clear naman na ang votes needed po ay 2/3 of all the members of the Senate. Ang operative phrase po dyan, all the members.
All the members.
So tandaan nyo, hindi ko inalify yung word na member, hindi active member or member who participates. So pag miyembro ka, kasama ka sa bilang. So kailan ka nagiging miyembro ng Senado? Kapag ikaw ay nahalal, na upo, di ba, nanumpa ka, so senador ka na. So hindi ka na lang po maibibilang kung hindi ka na miyembro. So ang tanong, kailan ka ba hindi nagiging miyembro? Now again, the law is very clear, even the Constitution is very clear. Hindi ka na miyembro pag namatay ka because obviously you already lose your juridical personality, hindi ka na member.
Malinaw yun ha. Buhay pa ba si Sen Jinggoy? Buhay pa naman. Sa huling balita ko sa kanya, buhay pa siya. Si Senator Bato de la Rosa ba, buhay pa. Tatago nga eh. Ibig sabihin, member pa sila. Attorney Edward.
O kaya nag-design ka. Siyempre, pag nag-design ka, voluntary act yan. Pangatlo po, kapag ikaw ay na-expel, may ginawa ka sa Senado, kagaya ng ikaw ay tatanggalin, kagaya ng nangyari doon kay Congressman Barzaga, hindi ba? Pangapat po, kapag ikaw ay tumanggap ng pwesto sa gobyerno, sa ehekutibo, it means forfeiture of your seat as a senator. It is actually a provision in the Constitution. So halimbawa, 24 ang senador ngayon, alam naman natin. Kung yung isa ma-appoint sa ehekutibo, yung isa po ay mag-resign, yung isa po ay namatay, yung isa ay na-expel. So yung apat na po na yan, hindi na sila miyembro ng Senado. So ibig sabihin, from 24 magiging 20 sila. Doon mo na bibilangin yung 2/3. Sa 20 na lang.
Ganun pala yun. So, yung option na mag-appoint ng pwesto sa gabinete itong si Bangag sa mga senador, hindi rin viable. Bakit? Una sa lahat, karamihan sa mga nasa majority, puro traidor. Puro mayroong pang sariling interest. Pangalawa, mababawasan na yung mga magboboto na conviction para kay VP Sara. Kahit nabawasan yung bilang para sa conviction niya sa botohan, hindi pa rin paborable yun para sa Malacanang. Mababawasan ang boto, mababawasan din yung aso nila dyan sa Senado. Hindi naman sila pwedeng kumuha sa minority kasi hindi rin naman tatanggapin ng appointment kasi alam nila kung ano yung pinaplano nila para mabawasan. Magaling to si Atty. Edward Sico. Palakpakan natin. Maganda yung pagkakalatag. Nag-resign, namatay, tumanggap ng pwesto sa gabinete. Yun, mawawala yung iyong membership bilang senador. Maliwanag ho! Maliwanag yun ha. Ayoko magbida-bida dito kasi mahusay yang si Attorney Edward Sico at yang si former Associate Justice Adolfo Ascuna. Okay, maliwanag ko. Yun yung paano ka hindi na magiging membro ng Senado. Mamatay, mag-resign, tumanggap ng pwesto sa gabinete. Okay? Maliwanag yon.
Ang tanong dito, paano kung suspended? O paano kung nagtatago? Miyembro pa rin ba siya? So ito po yan, with due respect, miyembro ka pa rin pag nasuspend ka because suspension.
With all due respect membro pa rin siya. Hindi siya nag-resign, hindi siya namatay, at hindi rin siya na-appoint sa mga mga gabinete.
Does it create a vacancy? In a plethora of cases decided with the Supreme Court, very, very clear sila dyan. Hindi ba? Pag nasuspend ka, pwede kang makabalik. Kaya nga pag yung mayor nasuspend, papalitan siya ng vice mayor temporarily. Pero hindi siya tatanggalin as bilang mayor. Hindi ba? At ganun din sa trabaho. Pag natanggal ka, hindi naman ibig sabihin ay hindi ka na empleyado. Pangalawa po, yung kaso ni Bato, nagtago siya. Ngayon kung nagtago pa, miyembro ka pa rin. Siyempre, miyembro ka pa rin, hindi ba? Ang problema lang, yung mga proponent na nagsasabi na automatically, dahil nagtago si Bato at suspended si Jinggoy, pwede nang bawasan yung bilang sa 22. Ang ginagamit po nilang basis yung Avellino versus Cuenco. Linawin ko lang yung Avellino versus Cuenco po, unang-una, issue po yung patungkol sa quorum. Ilan ba ang quorum? So kung wala ka sa coercive reach ng Senado, pwede kang bawasan for purpose of quorum, hindi ba? Pangalawa, yung Avellino versus Cuenco, patungkol po sa discharge ng functions ng mga senador bilang Senado as a Senate body, not as an impeachment court. Kasi ang impeachment court, iba ang provision, iba ang requirement. So,
maliwanag pala. So pagka nagbibida-bida itong si Baculaw, Attorney Edward, pagka nagkaroon pagkakataon, imbitahan ko doon sa comedy bar mo itong si Baculaw, ito si Jinky Luistro, no? Para madoktrinahan mo naman. Hindi ko alam siya nag-abuga siya yung ali na yun. Ay, sa bagay, no? Madaming matatalino ngayon na nagtatanga-tangahan para sa kanilang mga pang-sariling interes. Maraming matatalino, magagaling, nagbobobobobohan. O pustahan tayo. Yung mga dilawan-pinklawan dyan, kagaya nitong si Drilon. Kagaya nitong si Drilon. Kung sakaling si Lenny Robredo ang nasa sapatos ngayon ni VP Sara, talaga makikipagbalagbagan niya para ipilit na 16 ang kailangan. Ganyan sila ka ipokrito.
Hindi applicable ang Avellino versus Cuenco. And besides, pag-usapan na rin natin yung issue ng quorum na yan. Alam niyo ba, yung Avellino versus Cuenco, it was decided under the 1935 Constitution. Ang nakalagay lang doon, the Senate shall elect its president. Kaya nga po nung naka-12 sila Senator Gatchalian, anong ginawa nila? Hindi sila nag-elect na Senate President. Why? Because under the 1987 Constitution, quinalify na yan na kinakailangan majority vote of all the members of the Senate to elect a Senate President. Kaya inantay nga nilang mag-13 So anyways, hindi ko lang kung malinaw ang paliwanag ko, but I'm hoping kahit paano po napagbigay tayo ng kaalaman. Objective lang po yan at walang kulay. Maraming salamat po.
Objective lang, walang kulay para tayo dito sa PH Update. Objective lang tayo dito, at hindi tayo makukulayan at hindi tayo magpapakulay. Objective lang. Lipan na ho tayo dito kay former Associate Justice Ascuna. Game!
Joining us this morning is former Supreme Court Associate Justice Adolfo Ascuna. Good morning, Justice, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, May.
Thank you for joining us, sir. So yesterday, the pre-trial conference started at the Senate. Do you expect any fireworks during this part of the impeachment proceedings?
Well, it augurs well for the process that they have successfully hurdled the initial pre-trial conference.
You don't expect any tension between the prosecutors, the defense panel during this part?
Well, the tension is normal since they are opposing camps to this litigation process. So what is important is that they both showed up for the pre-trial and they tackle the work of a pre-trial, which is to identify witnesses and mark exhibits and agree on the dates for the trial.
Some are disappointed that the Vice President did not show up at the pre-trial. Is she required to be present?
I don't think she's required to attend the pre-trial conference, and it is not really that unfortunate. What is important is that the process went as required under the rules. Her presence is not required.
And then going to the issue on the presiding officer, Justice, there are talks about Senator Francis Cheese Escudero possibly being elected as a presiding officer. Do you think Escudero would be a good choice for that position?
I believe it's up to the Senate to decide who will preside. In the absence of any other decision, the Senate President is the one, of course, under the rules, who will preside. I leave it to the Senate. I trust their judgment.
But the
Okay naman yan si ano. Okay na yan. Mas mainam na yan kaysa kay Tuta Soto. Di ba? Gusto natin si SP Cayetano kasi magiging fair talaga siya dyan. Ngayon kung ika nga si Sherwin Gatchalian magpipreside, hindi siya abogado at hindi rin naman abogado yung si Tuta Soto at yung ibang mga kasamahan nila dyan. Ilang abogado lang naman sila. Mas mainam na si Cheese Escudero na. At makikita naman ngayon wala na silang lusot sa social media. Kahit ano pang kagaya na lamang nangyari. Ito napakagandang halimbawa na nangyari dito kay Joel Villanueva, di ba? Akala niya yung tipong trabaho na tayo, madadaan niya sa pag-ganon-ganon yung ating mga kababayan. Hindi ho gagana yon, di ba? Hindi ho gagana yon. Kaya nga atin ho dito, kung ano man ang pinaplano nila dyan sa impeachment na yan, mag-ingat-ingat ho sila. No? Dahil binabantayan ho sila ng sambay ng Pilipino. Baka makapangumbinsi sila dyan, makapangumbinsi sila na talagang mayroong problema itong si VP Sara, baka mas dumami pa ang hindi maniniwala dyan sa kabalbalan nilang ginagawa na sa Senado.
There are concerns, especially since it was under Escudero that the first impeachment complaint was archived and that the term forthwith became controversial. So you don't share any of those concerns.
O para sa mga nagtatanong ho sa atin, kung miyembro ba daw tayo ng hindi ho tayo miyembro. Hindi tayo membro ng INC. Pero kung sakaling magkaroon ng panggigipit sa kanilang paniniwala, sa kanilang rehiyon, tayo ho'y makikiisa sa kanila. Yung suporta nasa mga kababayan nating membro ng INC. Dito ho sa PHFT. Dahil nakita ho natin kung anong epekto niyan mula sa KOJC hanggang ngayon, yung ginawa ho nila dun sa mga miyembro, marami pa rin hong trauma, marami pa rin hong hindi nakatanggap ng tamang justisya dun sa mga pang-aabusong ginawa ng gobyerno sa kanila. Hindi ho natin nais na mangyari yon sa iba pang mga religious group. JIL ba? Walang ano yan. Wala. Yung katuruan, naniniwala ho tayo dyan. Pero dun sa mga leader, dahil nga nagpapatakbo dyan si Joel Villanueva, itong si Judas Joel Villanueva at itong si Eddie Villanueva, napupulaan yung buong organisasyon eh. Di ba? Ang pangit ng tingnan ngayon, di ba? Ang ganda ng pangalan ng simbahan eh. Ang ganda eh. Kayo ba naman, di ba? Ang ganda ng pangalan. Kaso ang problema, yung mga leader nila, mga walang prinsipyo at paninindigan. Anak ng tokwa, paano pagka dumating tayo dun sa punto na paaaminin ka o gigipitin tayo bilang mga Kristiyano dahil sa paniniwala natin kay Jesucristo. Para lang sa kakonting comfort ni Joel Chua, Joel Villan, mga Joel talaga, parang wala ata talaga sa hulog no? No, itong, di ba, ipagkakaluno mo para lamang hindi ka makulong. Pambihira naman. Hindi, alimbawa, ito nga mababaw pa lang eh. Flood control pa lang ang usapin. Paano pagka dumating pa dun sa punto na talagang, di ba? Ito, katotohanan, prinsipyo at paninindigan. Basic pa lang. Pero bumigay na agad to si Joel Villanueva. Para sa mga membro ng JIL, yun hong ating pinaniniwalaan. Wala ho tayong problema dyan. Okay, ang problema dito, pagka pupunta ka na simbahan at makikita mong magsasalita si Joel Villanueva at itong si Eddie Villanueva, magkakaproblema. Anak ng toko, prinsipyo kayo ng prinsipyo, manindigan para sa tama, manindigan para sa katotohanan. Yung anak mo, yung pinaglaban nila, yung mga kasamahan nila, alam nila kung anong pinag-usapan nila. Maninindigan sila para mailabas ang katotohanan sa mga maanumalyang flood control. Anong ginawa niya? Tapos tatayo ka sa pulpito, sasabihin mo, panindigan, katotohanan, paglaban, alokohan. Pagdating doon sa katuruan, wala ho tayong pinag-uusapan dyan. Ang problema dito, yung mga kaya nga mas mainam na kung ikaw nasa isang religious group, huwag ka na pumasok sa politika. Napakadumi. Kaya nga hindi natin pinapasok ng politika na yun. Yeah? Hindi natin papasukin at mahirap po, mahirap. Kaya talagang yung pagsubok talagang napakatindi. Kaya para sa mga membro ng GIL na ayaw umalis sa kanilang simbahan, nasa inyo ho yan. Pero marami hong mga Christian churches na merong prinsipyo at paninindigan. Ay yung mga tayo nila sa mga issue sa ating bansa klaro at diretso. Hindi pa ganyan-ganyan kagaya ni Joel Villanueva. Judas Joel Villanueva, di ba? Hindi pa ganyan-ganyan, nakatokwa. Yan ang sinasabi natin. Hindi porke, pagka nasa tama yung ginagawa niyan, talagang kahit na anong religion mo pa, anong pagdating sa politika, susuportahan ka namin dito sa PH Update. Diba? Si Pastor Kibuloy, suportado natin siya. Bakit? Kasi yung kanyang vision na nation building, yung kanyang paglaban sa insurgency, paglaban sa illegal na droga, kahalintulad ng ating mga pinaglalaban dito sa PH Update. Senator Rodante Marcoleta, INC siya. Pero dahil yung paninindigan niya, nakita natin, hindi na yung kaya nga ang laki ng problema ng JIL ngayon, nadamay pati yung simbahan nila dahil lamang sa kakarampot na comfort nitong si Joel Villanueva. Sa tingin niyo ho ba mga kababayan, kung nakakulong ngayong araw na to si Joel Villanueva, yung suporta sa simbahan ng JIL, isa pa tayo sa mga nagsasabi na kailangan natin suportahan yung mga kapatid sa pananampalataya sa JIL. Sinusuportahan naman natin. Kaso ang problema nga, araw pa naman ng linggo ngayon, ano ba yung PH? Nalulungkot ho tayo. Sobrang yung ginawa ni Joel Villanueva na yan hindi ho katanggap-tanggap bilang isang Kristiyano. Na alam natin ang katotohanan at alam natin na yung kanilang pinaglalaban para sa katotohanan. Yun ang problema ho natin dyan mga kababayan. Mag-isip-isip po tayo. Ngayong araw na yun, magnilay-nilay tayo para malaman natin kung mga membro ng INC, pati JIL, manalangin ho tayo. Manghingi tayo ng guidance ng Panginoon. Hindi guidance si Brother Eddie. Ano nga to ko? Hindi guidance ni Joel Villanueva. Maliligaw ho kayo dyan. Guidance ng Panginoong Diyos. Doon ho tayo manghingi ng guidance. Ayan.
That is not necessarily determinative of how Mr. Francis Escudero, Senator Escudero will preside. If that happens, let's give him a chance to perform properly.
And Senator Panfilo Lacson also mentioned that there might be an impeachment manager. What will be the difference of an impeachment manager with the presiding officer, and would that role be needed in the impeachment trial?
That is not really mentioned in the Constitution, but the Senate can adopt rules to effectively carry out the provisions on the
Iyan ang problema pagka binuka mo, bunganga mo, kagaya nitong si Ping Lacson, magbibida-bida, o susuplakin ka na itong si Yascuna, di ba? Bida-bida yan sila. Wala nang kredibilidad si Lacson. Si Lacson at itong si Joel Villanueva, pares lang ho yung dalawa na hindi maaasahan sa gipitan niya. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, yung gipitan na life and death ang usapan yan, natatawagan mo, hindi ka tutulungan ng dalawa na yan. Ilalaglag ka niya bilang Pilipino, ilalaglag kayo ng dalawa na yan. Di ba? Yan yung dalawa na yan. Yan si Joel at si Ping Lacson. Pero kung meron kang kaibigan na kagaya nitong si Jingo Estrada, kahit saan kayo magpang-abot, hindi ka bibitawan yan. Palakpakan muna natin si Jingo.
And appointing a manager is, I think, within the capacity of the Senate to do. it's really, as I understand it, someone who will assist
Yung
the presiding officer in the performance of the required duties of a presiding officer. So it's
Ayun.
assisting him. Together
wala naman sigurong problema yun nasa kanila naman yun hindi pa nga hindi, yun nga pag-appoint dito kay kay Chis Escudero bilang maging presiding officer di na kinailangan yung yung sa mismong impeachment trial sila na lang nung nagkaroon daw sila ng quorum hindi nagkaroon na talaga silang quorum kasi 13 na sila noon ganun naman tayo din recognize natin pagkatama pero pagkamali kahit saan tayo magpang-abot talagang mali is mali gang
with the clerk of the tribunal.
yan.
And speaking of amending the rules, during the June 3 session, senators amended the impeachment rules, which would allow a presiding officer to be elected. It wouldn't be automatic that the Senate president would be the presiding officer. Do you see any problem with this amendment?
I don't see any problem. The Constitution only says that if the president is the one on trial, the Chief Justice shall preside but cannot vote. It's silent on who would preside in case someone else is on trial, including the Vice President. So normally the rules of the Senate will apply. And without any other provision, the Senate President will preside. But the Senate can provide for another presiding officer among them.
Now, all eyes will also be on Senator judges. What do you hope to see or hear from them, Justice, considering that some are vocally allied with VP Duterte and some also, of course, have their own alliances?
Yes, we must remember that the senator judges are required under the Constitution when they act as judges of these impeachment proceedings to take another oath, a special oath. And that oath requires only one thing from them, and that is to act with impartiality. So we hope that the senator judges acting as members of the tribunal will act according to their solemn oath or affirmation to act with impartiality.
How important is this impeachment trial, especially for senators and congressmen who might be gunning for another position in the 2028 elections or for a certain position in government, Justice?
What is the problem?
How important is this impeachment trial, especially for congressmen and for senators who might be running for re-election in the 2028 elections or who are seeking a position in government?
Well, you see, the nation is watching. Our people are watching this proceeding. So whatever the performance will be by the senator judges as well as by the House members who are the prosecutors, the people are watching and will probably, in my view, resonate their judgment come election day.
And the trial will happen on July 6th, and that is just a couple of days away. Can you give us a picture of what the trial will be, what will happen on July 6th, Justice?
The scenario will depend largely on what they will agree during the pre-trial, including the order of the presentation of the witnesses and the order in tackling the charges, the articles of impeachment. But basically it will be a presentation first of the prosecution witnesses, whether article by article or joining some articles which have common features will depend on their agreement during the pre-trial conference. And then after the prosecution witnesses, the defense witnesses will be presented, including documents. So, yun po ang mangyayari. Parang ordinaryong trial din sa criminal case. There's prosecution, then there's the defense.
And because we already have a pre-trial conference, do you see the trial proper itself being speedy, being simplified, Justice? What timeline are we looking at in terms of length of the impeachment process?
We cannot tell right now the duration of the trial.
Yeah.
As I understand, there are over 60 witnesses for the prosecution and more than 30 witnesses for the defense. So unless they can agree or stipulate on certain facts and reduce the requirement of the number of witnesses, we might have several months of trial involved. Remember that the Senate is also working on legislative matters. It has been called to special session by the President. So it's not just the impeachment that it will be doing. It will be doing legislative work. So it has to divide the time for this. But what is important is the fact that the impeachment process has started and the trial will definitely be held.
And on the issue or on the matter of the conviction threshold, Justice, many are saying that the required 16 votes can be lowered to 15 or even 14 because two senators are currently unable to physically come to the Senate. They are Senators Ronald De La Rosa and Senator
Yan.
Jinggoy Estrada.
Yan, maganda yung tanong mo
Do
yan.
you agree with the observation or with the position that the threshold can be lowered?
Personally, my view is that the voting threshold is based on the number of members of the Senate,
Nako po.
whether or not those members are present or able.
Nako, bago ho tayo magkalimutan, no? Happy Father's Day sa lahat ng mga katatayan dyan, ng mga nanonood sa atin, mga taga-subaybay natin dito sa PH Update. Dito kay former Associate Justice Adolfo Ascuna. Naku, nahuli na tayo. Nabisi ho tayo, pasensya na ho kayo mga kababayan. No? Talagang ganun ho tayo. Anyway, happy Father's Day sa ating mga ama, sa mga ama at nagpapakaama at yung mga dapat magpakaama. Happy Father's Day sa inyo lahat. At siyempre, special mention si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Palakpakan natin, Tatay Diggs. Ano pa lang, tawag pa lang sa kanya, talagang sulod na. Happy Father's Day dito kay former President Rodrigo Duterte, Tatay Diggs. Maraming salamat, Tatay Diggs.
Able to actively participate as long as they remain members of the Senate, they should be counted in computing the 2/3. So right now, the number for me is still 16 because the senators who are unable to participate remain members of the Senate.
But the argument of the House
Wag ka nang mag-argue. Nag-argue pa tong si ate. Maliwanag ho yun. Galing na o yung mga nagka-argue, ate, sabi mo doon sa mga nag-argue, maging associate justice muna sila dyan sa Korte Suprema. Ito naman si ate na, inaano mo pa yung tipong, nag-argue, yung mga gustong mag-argue, gusto mo, maging muna silang associate justice sa Korte Suprema. Pambihira naman to si ate, oo.
prosecution team is that how can senators who are not able to physically come to the Senate to participate in the trial render critical judgment or render proper judgment if they do not see the trial personally?
Yes, I understand that argument, but the Constitution does not exclude members who are unable to participate in counting the 2/3. That is, there's a reason for that, and that is to make sure that the process is not very easily obtained. So to protect the tenure of our highest officials, Constitution is very strict that the 2/3 vote, dati yan 3/4 reduced ang namin yan. 2/3 must be based on the entire Senate membership. But there's another view, of course.
Ano yan, tama lang yung ginawa nila na yan. Dapat talaga 2/3. Ngayon, para doon sa mga talagang gumugusto na hindi sundin yung 2/3 na yan, babahala kayo dyan. Basta tayo, kung ano nakasulat sa saligang batas, yun dapat sundin natin. Ganun lang naman kasimple yan. No, ngayon pagka rinipaso natin na saligang batas sa 2028, o kung gusto nyo i-impeach yung mga siraulong politiko, 2 boto lang sa Senado, wala nang problema, mapag-uusapan naman yan. Pero base sa kasalukuyan, sa ating 1987 Constitution, 16 ang kailangan. Ngayon, pagka pinagpilitan na bawasan yan, guluho talaga yung mga kababayan. Sa tingin natin, hindi na yun magugustuhan ng ating mga men in uniform. Di ba, Sir Adolfo Ascuna? Di na lang magugustuhan, napakalaking ano na yun, kumbaga napakatinding kalibugan. Napakatinding kalokohan na yun, di ba? Mantakin nyo. Yan, pagkataas yung tinakot-takot, pinakulong, ngayon dahil napakulong at tinakot nyo, babawasan na natin ang boto para anak ng Petrang Garapata, kung gusto pala nating mag-impeach, bilhin natin ang House of Representatives, tapos kasuhan natin yung mga senador, mai-impeach yung gusto nating ma-impeach. Nakuha nyo ba mga kababayan? Kaya hindi pwede yung gusto nilang mangyari na yan.
That says
Simple lang naman, kung mabigat talaga ebidensya, hindi nyo kailangan manakot kahit na baka 18, boto yan, makukuha boto yan. Ngayon kung mahina ebidensya, gawa-gawa, talagang dapat kabahan kayo dyan.
we should
Pambira, oh.
exclude those who cannot be actively participate in computing the 2/3. But my view is that it's the entire membership. The only possible exception to my view, in my view, is the case of Senator De La Rosa, whom we call Bato. If he is judged a fugitive, he can be considered, in my view, as resigned, constructive resignation, because being a fugitive entails running away from the legal system. And if one runs away from the legal system, he relinquishes all membership in that system. And therefore, he may be considered as having resigned constructive resignation. If that is so, if he is declared fugitive and disentitled, there's a doctrine of disentitlement in case of fugitive, and therefore no longer a member of the legal system that he is denouncing by being a fugitive, then it's -1. And if it becomes 24 minus 1, 23, 2/3 of that will become 15. Because in computing, you ignore fractions. It will be 15 plus a fraction. So if you exclude Senator De La Rosa for being a fugitive and considered resigned, no longer a senator, then you have 15 to convict.
Okay. If
Kasi hindi pa naman hindi pa naman resign, at saka yung word na fugitive, talagang pinagpipilitan yan, pero hindi pa talaga establish yan na fugitive siya. Saan? Kanino? Diba? Kaninong jurisdiction? Sa Pilipinas ba? Kung fugitive siya sa ICC, ngayon, kung senador siya sa ICC, at dapat talagang matanggal si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Kaya senador siya sa Pilipinas, at di naman siya fugitive dito sa Pilipinas. Fugitive siya sa ICC. Diba? Pero kung fugitive siya sa Pilipinas, siguro pwede yung sinasabi na itong si former Justice Ascuna, at resign na dapat itong si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Kahit kaso hindi gano'n na suma. Hindi naman senador itong si Sen Bato sa EU, sa European Union, no? At saka dyan sa ICC. Kaya yung pagiging fugitive niya doon, hanapin na lang nila yung mga dokumento kung senador siya doon. Doon siya sipain.
if in the remote possibility, Senator De La Rosa suddenly shows up, cooperates with authority, gets jailed, can he be counted? Can the number be then 24?
In that case, then he ceases to be a fugitive. He submits to the legal system, and even if he's detained, he remains a senator. So in my computation, that would still be included in the computation. 2/3 and 16 would still be required.
Paray mo. Palakpakan natin itong si former Associate Justice Ascuna. Nang papantig yung mga tenga ni Baculaw, ni Joel Chua, yung mga sintu-sintong senador, nagpapantig ang tenga nila pag naririnig nila yung mga sinasabi na yun itong si Adolfo Ascuna.
I see. And should the Senate,
At least,
would it be
diba?
better for the Senate to ask for permission for Senator Jinggoy Estrada to participate, even though he has been preventively suspended by the Sandigan Bayan? And if Senator De La Rosa submits to the law, would it be better for the Senate to also ask for permission in order for De La Rosa to participate in the impeachment trial?
The participation in the trial is different from the inclusion and the computation of the vote to convict. So even if they are not allowed to participate, they are still included in computing the two-thirds vote, no? Because they are still members of the Senate. Now, their participation away from the Senate premises is not allowed under the present rules. They do not allow video participation. So unless they are allowed to physically attend the proceedings, they will not be able to participate. And of course, it's possible for the Senate to request that detained senators be brought physically to allow them to attend. That is possible.
Possible pala yun. Pwede pala yun. Napersahin si Jingo Estrada, bitbitin natin, dali natin dyan sa Senado para mag-attend ng Blue Ribbon. Pwede pala yun. Pambihira, oo. Pero dahil mga siraulo yung mga ibang senador dyan, sigurado pipigilan niya. Ano ba naman itatanong ni Jingo Estrada? Iko-cross-examine lang naman yung mga testigo. Talagang ipapakita sa sambayan ng Pilipino na may problema si VP Sara. Talagang
Depends
mga
on the
to.
Sandigan Bayan whether or not they allow such in case there's such a petition.
So lowering the threshold, Justice, would you say that that would be against the Constitution?
The lowering of the threshold depends on your interpretation of the Constitution. So I would not say it's against. The Supreme Court will be the final arbiter of what that threshold really means. My own view is that it is based on actual membership. Who are the members, even if they are abroad, detained, or sick, as long as they remain members. The only exception is if they do not remain members, if they are resigned, or they are removed, expelled, or if they pass away. Those are the only exceptions.
At this point, do you see anything that can stop the impeachment trial from proceeding?
At this stage, I don't see any foreseeable event that will stop it. It's all systems go, as I see it.
And
At tayo naman di ba nga sinabi ho natin dito sa PH Update, kung sakali magpang-abot mapupunta sa Senado yan, nandyan na yan, pag-usapan na natin yan, at sigurado naman ho tayo ika nga makaklaro lahat ng katanungan dito kay VP Sara dyan sa gagawing pagdinig na yan. Yan ho ang ating sinisigurado dyan.
what would be the best strategy for Vice President Sara Duterte to give her defense or to show the public that she is not guilty, as she asserts?
I would not be in a position to advise the Vice President. She has enough lawyers to advise her what would be her best strategy. I only would like to pray for all parties involved, and I'm very happy to see that this is part of the accountability framework that we have designed and put into Article 11 of our Constitution. This whole process is a test whether or not we Filipinos are capable of following our Constitution.
And for more than a month now, we all know that there has been intense political bickering in the Senate. Did you see this affecting the impeachment proceedings in any way?
Pardon?
For the past more than a month now, Justice, we know that the Senate has had intense political bickering between the Cayetano bloc, the Gatchalian bloc. Did you see this affecting the impeachment process in any way?
I don't think it will derail. It will affect in a way. There will be conflicting discussions on the floor, but I don't think it will derail the process itself. It's part of the deliberative body to have conflicting positions and views. So I think the system can handle it. As I said, this is a test of our ability to manage conflict in situations that are critical to the survival of the nation.
And there is still a pending petition of the Cayetano bloc before the Supreme Court questioning the June 3 session led by the Gatchalian bloc. Do you see this affecting the current leadership, Justice? What if the Supreme Court suddenly issues a temporary restraining order in favor of the Cayetano bloc? What will happen now with the Senate leadership of Gatchalian?
The petition of former Senate President Cayetano questioning who is the leader of the Senate, to that extent is now moot and academic because Senate President Gatchalian has been elected by a majority of 13, which even Senator Cayetano concedes is the number required to elect a Senate President. So that part of the petition is moot and academic. And whether or not the Supreme Court will continue to entertain the petition is up to the Supreme Court. But in my view, it is the main issue is already moot and academic, and I do not believe the Supreme Court will restrain the co-equal body from performing what is mandated by the Constitution for it to do.
So what will be the action of the Supreme Court regarding this? It will still issue a decision, probably dismissing the petition of Cayetano if it deems the petition moot and academic?
I do not want to preempt the court, but in my view, the court would probably dismiss the petition for being moot and academic.
So we can say that the leadership of Senate President Win Gatchalian will be smooth sailing, at least in terms of legality.
In my view, yes, because that has been backed by the required majority of 13.
See? Yan ang sinasabi ko, di ba? Ngayon, nakuha nila yung majority, okay na, smooth sailing na. Pero noong acting, gulo ho yun mga kababayan. Gulo yun. Nung lumabas na ang tunay na kulay nitong si Judas Joel Villanueva, okay na tayo doon. Wala tayong problema doon sa ginawa ni Joel. At least nagkaalaman na, di ba? Nakita na ng sambayan ng Pilipino kung ano nga bang tunay na kulay nitong si paano to? Joel Villanueva.
In votes.
All right. And with that, we thank you very much.
Ayun na nga mga kababayan, dito na unahan tatapusin ng ating reaction video. Maraming salamat sa pag-support sa PH Update. Mag-ingat po kayo lahat. Mali natin ng Pilipinas. Palakpakan natin itong si former Associate Justice Adolfo Oscuna. At least malinaw na sambayan ng Pilipino na wala talagang bitaw yung gusto nilang mangyari na 16 na boto lang ang kailangan para pwedeng bawasan yung 16 na boto ngayong mga panahon na to dyan sa impeachment ni VP Sara. 15-14 na lang daw ang kailangan para ma-impeach siya. Yan ho walang katotohanan base dito kay former Associate Justice Adolfo Oscuna. So always, maraming salamat ho sa inyong pag-support sa PH Update. Mag-ingat ho kayo lahat. Mahal natin Pilipinas. Palakpakan natin yung ating mga father dyan dito sa PH Update. Maraming salamat ho sa pag-suporta.